Hi, I'm Wingman. Welcome to the channel. Today, I want to ask the question: does Eric Bieniemy actually get a head coaching job? Because I'm looking through the jobs that are available, the jobs that have already been filled, and the potential opportunity for him to get a job at one of the clubs that doesn't yet have a head coach. And I'm a little bit concerned. Firstly, we'll look through the teams that have already filled that position. We've got Urban Meyer going to the Jags, which is just crazy, and I don't think he ever goes if he's not picking Trevor Lawrence. Um, think he should be successful. Physically hurts him to lose, so I don't think he will want to do much of that. As well, they've got loads of picks. They've got another first rounder this year. Um, they need a lot of talent around Trevor Lawrence, but I think Urban will make that work there. And the Jets just announced Robert Saleh. Um, Amazing first Muslim to be the head coach of an American football team. Former 49ers defensive coordinator, coordinated that Super Bowl run with Bosa and Armstead. And yeah, that line is incredible. So is the whole defense, to be fair. Now I want to talk about the clubs that are linked heavily with different coaches other than Eric Bieniemy. And it's strange because that's all of them. We've got the Chargers, heavily linked with the Bills' offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll. Um, he's been very attributed with Josh Allen's success, making him, the potential MVP level quarterback that I think he is. And the Chargers will want someone to come in to nurture Justin Herbert in the same way that Brian Daboll's nurtured Josh Allen. So why not make it Brian Daboll? The Falcons. Now this is where I thought Eric Bieniemy could land. When the Falcons job became available, the Falcons just made sense. They've got a fairly good defense. I know it's struggled lately, but they've got fine pieces. And offensively, they've got a lot of good players. With Julio Jones, they've got Christian Kirk as well. I think he would fit right in and get the best out of Matt Ryan for a few years, and then be the person to move on to the next quarterback with. The problem with that, Raheem Morris has come in as interim head coach and is doing incredibly well. Yes, they went 4-12, but they were in so many games they could easily have a winning record last season under him. So I think Raheem Morris, probably for a season or two, gets the opportunity there. The Eagles, they're looking quite heavily at Mike Kafka, the quarterback coach for the Chiefs. Again, it's quite an easy job being the quarterback coach for the Chiefs because you have the best quarterback many people have ever seen. Who just does amazing things and will make you look good. It's not to take anything away from Mike Kafka. I'm sure he's been very instrumental in making Mahomes a player he is. But I dare say I'd look pretty good as the if I had Mahomes as my quarterback and I was quarterback coach. But the Eagles seem to be leaning towards Kafka for that job, so that rules potentially Bieniemy out of that. Texas, one of my three teams that I like, the Houston Texans, didn't even offer an interview to Bieniemy, which I just think is crazy. I know they did recently, but it seemed like they were ticking a box. It seems like they did that because they had to. They wanted to say, "Oh, everyone else is interviewing Eric Bieniemy, and so did we. We just didn't like him." Whereas, yeah, it's not the man they want, which is a shame because I think Bieniemy and Deshaun Watson would just be fantastic. There are good offensive pieces that the Texans have. They've got the left tackle sorted. There's a number of good wide receivers. Getting a very good offensive coach into that system would have been perfect, but apparently they don't want them. And that only leaves Detroit. Now, Detroit, again, I think Bieniemy would suit. Matt Stafford probably staying. But again, they're looking at someone else. Matt Eberflus, Indianapolis's defensive coordinator. He's heavily linked with the Detroit job. He's been there. He's been DC at Indy 3 seasons. He's been coaching in the NFL for 11 seasons. He's got nearly 30 years of total coaching experience. I think he'd be a very good man for the job. But if Matt Eberflus goes to Detroit, the Texans don't want Bieniemy, the Eagles take Kafka, and the Falcons take Morris, the Chargers take Dable, Bieniemy doesn't get a head coaching job, and I think that is shocking. I think what he's done with that Chiefs offense, it's probably the best offense that anyone will ever see. It's that good. I know they have Mahomes, who is extraordinary, who's getting $500 million for the job he's doing. But even still, he's made the most of some incredible pieces. Players like Kelsey, Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, and the new running back, Edwards-Helaire. He's done such a good job of putting them all together, and everyone's happy and everyone's doing incredibly well. It would be a shame. It'd be a crying shame if he weren't to get a job. But I think that's actually how it's going to go, and I don't know what to do with that information, because he's exceptional. I hope he goes to Texas. I hope he gets to be Deshaun Watson's quarterback coach. I think he would work well with Nick Cassero. Nick Cassero has a lot of links in the NFL. I think he'd build a good team around him, and Bieniemy in that offense would be exceptional. But for whatever reason, the Texans don't seem like they want to go down that route. So, yeah, I don't think Bieniemy actually gets a job. Let me know in the comments what you think, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.